Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Good evening, City Council members. Richard is following once again with you. Approximately 2 years ago, I contacted the Sassoon police, and I informed them that merely by looking at Google Earth, I had identified numerous junkyards within the city that were harboring large amounts of trucks, boats, cars, vehicles in their backyards, clearly in violation of the ordinance and traffic and vehicle regulations that you have wisely ascribed. And I was told by Sergeant White at that time, we know about it, like that. Oh, really? Okay, so you're going to do something about it? Yeah, we'll do something about it. So I noticed that there was one on Elmar. It appears to have been cleaned up, which is good, great. But there was another one on Pheasant Drive that was not cleaned up. And the question now begs is why the subjective and selective enforcement, and who is behind that and the decision-making behind that? That's not good, okay? That points to problems with leadership integrity, okay? You know what I mean? That, you know, they know about these things and then they don't do anything about them, and they get worse. Okay, there seems to be two predominant theories of policing in the United States right now. One is called the broken windows theory, which sociologist James Q. Wilson came up with. And then there's the other called the San Francisco alternative policing policy, which means donuts down at the station house and the coffee are really good, okay, but nothing gets done. Okay, so I was hoping that we would enforce these laws that you wisely described, okay, and get these problems taken care of. But again, it all points to a problem with leadership, and it points to a problem where you have subjective and selective enforcement of the laws, and it seems like favors or something, you know, there's a quid pro arrangement or something going on here, undue influence involved. So recently, about 2 weeks ago, it wasn't 2 weeks ago, it was about 2 months ago, we had new neighbors move in, and they started towing in dismantled vehicles, and I told them you can't do that. We shut down a junkyard on Elmar Lane. Remember, it took 3 years to get it shut down, and now it's, you know, all the aftermath of it is heading to federal court, remember? So, once again, another junkyard has started, the works began. I had to call, you know, the horrific noise of the jackhammer, the power tools and all that, body work, spray painting, all of it, you know, we're not a industrial area. We're not an industrial zone. We are a residential area, okay? So when these things start, it's just like sometimes they'll get shut down and other times they don't. That wasn't the only complaint I have. I have a guy with a chicken coop in his front yard raising chickens, and we're told, yeah, it's going to get taken over. It's still there. You can come down and buy any of you. Come over to my home. I'll walk outside with you. We'll go over there and I'll point it to you and show you these things. You know, this is not a hallucination or something. I've sent all of you photographs of these things, and, you know, it's terribly frustrating to see all of this when this can all be taken care of very easily if we had an effective police leader who could do something about that. So, you know, here's the ordinance and here's the order, which you have jurisdiction, Chief Dadisho. You can fill it out anytime you want to and deliver it, and you have the right to inspect. To have all those, you were given all those legal mechanisms to do your job, but yet you failed to do so. You know, why are you hiding back there? You got your hands up over your face, you know, it's like you're scared or something. So I brought this for you, and I'd like, if you let me approach, I'd like to give it to you. And you can either sign, or you can resign. Like the Knights at Runnymede said in 1215, sign or resign. That should be the order of the day. Thank you for your time.
When I saw the photo, I took a picture of it on my iPhone and I sent a request to the police chief to take a look at that. Since then, I have received a response from the chief of police. And I understand that a written copy of that response will be forwarded to Mr. Gibbons. But to have the people in the audience at least get the feeling of what has been done so far. The short response from our police department is this photo that was attached to my door is on 1121 Pheasant Drive, not in the neighborhood on El Paso. Code enforcement dealt with Pheasant Drive some time ago and abated it successfully. It was in fact closed on December 9, 2013, almost a year ago. So again, this photo is not the place that he was complaining of at 1507 and 1513 El Prado, which those are totally different. Now, to deal with the two other addresses. 1507 El Prado is not in violation of any city ordinance.
Who said?
The two vehicles given that took photos of are on
3 vehicles, not 2.
And are out of the public view.
That's not what the regulation says, Mayor. Get them out of there.
Mr. Giddens, I allow you to speak. It would be nice if you would allow me to respond. So, let me repeat that thing. The two vehicles given Mr. Giddens
It's 3 vehicles, not 2.
are on an improved surface and are out of the public view.
I can see them right outside my window. What kind of horse hockey is this, Mayor?
Our code enforcement and Commander Matos has gone out to the location and both determined it is not in violation.
Because they don't want to do their job as subscribed by the law.
Property management group who reached out 1507 and Prado.
We got another chance
We are
on
aware
item
of the
6.
two vehicles being stored on their property and have determined the two vehicles are not in violation of the code. The management group has advised the tenant that he would be in violation of the lease agreement and would be evicted if he dismantles or repairs vehicles on his property.
That is in progress as we speak, Mayor.
Is also closed. Now, the third location is 1513 El Prado. Our code enforcement issued a 30-day courtesy notice to abate, and all 3 cars were removed prior to the end of the courtesy notice. In fact, one of the vehicles was moved within the street because it was parked on the street. We warned the occupant that it could be towed at his expense if not removed. Here is the timeline on the vehicle as reported by Commander Matt. Received the complaint from Mr. Giddens on September 20th at 5:12 p.m. Officer was dispatched at 5:37 p.m. Officer arrived on scene at 5:38 p.m. Officer's disposition. At 5:45 p.m., resident Mr. Rodriguez stated he was donating the vehicle and placed the vehicle on the street for removal to the distance. Advised the vehicle needed to be picked up no later than 4:30 on September 29th, that's the next day, or the vehicle would be towed by PD. PD responded back to the location the next day on September 29th at 4:24 p.m. Found the vehicle was still on the street. Disposition. At 4:42 p.m., the vehicle was towed by PD. That is my response and the PD response.
May I rebut it?
There is no allowance for rebuttal on public.
Yeah, but your report is factually challenged and not true. There's 3 vehicles, and the major junkyard at 1121 Pheasant Drive has not been shut down. This is a recent Google Earth photograph. It shows the Walmart being built with the walls up and everything, so that timeline and narrative you gave us is not true at all, Mayor.
Are there reports?
I protest.
Starting to my right, Mr. Segal.
That's right, you can ignore us, but you're in federal court, I'm warning you.
Any reports?
Sir,
Yeah, listen, I'm leaving. Enough, they've whitewashed.